amigos, it's the NRW where nerds rule the world, back for another KayFabeyBaby NRW Ring Generals Podcast. I'm Kuya P, and I'm joined by my trios champions as always. First up, no bow tie, but got the tie, Mr.
Yes.
Webster style.
And the glasses today. I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
Always a pleasure to talk to you, bro, and see you, bros. Always highly fashionable. And my man over there with the Lamb of God shirt, 8-bit review, flexing the muscles, my man Sean Mongold.
Hey.
How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm hyped. I'm still feeling that SummerSlam high.
I feel it, man. As I was telling the gentleman earlier before we got recording, y'all, and I don't know if I said it on the last episode, but I had family in town, so I had a whole nother bit of things going on. So I feel kind of ashamed right now. I feel bad as a wrestling fan because it looked like the wrestling world got lit with the SummerSlam. I know kind of what happened, but I didn't get a chance to peep it. So I'm gonna let the fellas run the shop and talk about these results. I'm gonna enjoy because I want to know what is up with this. Like the whole world went loose. So many title changes happened at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So many things went down. So let's talk about it, as Cody Rhodes would say. Or what do you want to talk about? I want to talk about SummerSlam. Let me throw it to the gentleman. Let's get going. Where do you guys want to start? I don't even know.
Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Let's start at the beginning. Right. So we got the Women's World Championship. We had the Liv and Rhea match off jump. So they lit a fuse very early for SummerSlam.
Yes, they did.
And man, yet again, I'm going to preface this by saying, cannot stand Liv. I'm going to say it every fucking week.
Such a hater on our Liv, man.
You know, I had another friend with us at a convention, and we were watching the show, and we got drunk later after SummerSlam, and we were talking about shit. And I was just like going through, oh man, I wish I did this, wish I did this. I don't get this, I get that. And he looks at me and goes, man, you're just a hater, dude. And it's just like, what? It's just like, I just think of ways, you know, I have an idea of how the story is going to go, and I think certain things are going to go better. I watch so much media and I watch so much anime, and I have these critiques for all of it. You know, it doesn't mean that I hate the product. It doesn't mean that I hate the wrestler. It's just sometimes I think that certain people, whatever. Anyway, Liv, you know, did the heel shit, and maybe the heel shit is for Liv, but it's still just a little corny for me sometimes. The promo work is just corn. But this was a pretty good show of what she's capable of.
Oh, some little bit of props there.
Not wrestling wise, but just like character work, like in-ring character work.
Okay.
And being that heel, right? Like running around, you know, trying to avoid, you know, the strong baby face, this, that, and the other. Still not a lot of wrestling skill. And also, yet again, this kind of brings us back to the point that we made like a bunch of times when Becky Lynch talked about in her book about wrestling someone that much smaller, and Rhea's much bigger than Becky. So, you know, that you have to err on the side of like, man, like how is Rhea supposed to like be dominating without ragdolling Liv all over the place, you know, but also trying to make Rhea look strong too. So it's like, it's always like a balancing act, you know, and there's a nuance to it that we'll never understand. But like, as a viewer, we kind of have an anticipation of it. And now knowing that mindset, we're like, now it gives us a second chance to look at things. But anyway, great match. You know, we had our predictions about what was going to happen. We knew some fuck shit was going to happen, right? Like we thought either Finn was going to do something, Dom was going to do something. You know, we thought maybe Finn was the orchestrator and Dom was going to still be with Rhea, or vice versa. And the latter happened. You know, Dom ended up screwing Rhea.
Right.
And there was a red herring in there. You know, Patrick, I'm pretty sure you saw it, like where Rhea had the chair and was about to hit Liv over the head, and Dom grabbed the shit and was like, no, like you'll get disqualified, you won't win the belt. So it's kind of like, oh, Dom cares about her. Like right. Dom really wants her to get the belt. Like he wasn't trying to screw her over or anything like that. And then like, lo and behold, like fucking a minute later, you know, he kind of like distracted mommy and then slid the chair in, and Liv hit her whatever the fuck the move's called, the little springboard DDT, Oblivion, I think it's called. And then right onto the chair and then pinned her 1, 2, 3. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked they had Liv pin her. Even after like fuck shit, right? Like you still like she hasn't been pinned. They said it on commentary. She hadn't been pinned in like 26 months. And you give it to Liv?
It makes sense for the story, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel you, but look, a lot of predictions that we had, especially you had, ended up coming true, especially once we got the Raw. But let me give you this, though. I want to give mad props to Rhea, because when they were doing the whole storyline and they were telling the ring, especially with her shoulder, and the way she was contorting her shoulder, I sat there like, wait a minute. Is she injured again? Like, I was seriously worried. Like the story they told in the ring is, and I'm getting a lot to the rear because just the way she was contorting her shoulder and her body to make it look like she injured herself, the selling of putting it back in the socket, I was like,
slamming it into the table.
Some great storytelling that added so much drama to it.
I forgot about that part. Shit. Yeah, that was really good. Like, and like that's a badass move.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's some like fucking Brock Lesnar, fucking Beast Among Men type shit move.
Right.
So yeah, I forgot all about that. But yeah, I mean, I could go on this entire podcast talking about great things about Rhea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I fucking love Rhea. And that's also probably why I'm butthurt about this pin, but also it's like the same thing. It's like, like she's champion. But like you just called up so many people, you could have put them in a good feud with Rhea and given those people that opportunity to pin Rhea. You know what I mean? And given them that momentum. And now you kind of gave it to Liv when she's already champion and she's already, like I said, like I don't like her, but obviously the WWE universe love Liv Morgan. Like the crowd loves Liv Morgan.
True.
Did you really need to like give her that accolade?
It served the story though, Sean. I understand, but it serves the story. And just think of it this way. Think about how sweet her downfall is going to be because of this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like for real, when she finally falls, it's even sweeter. When Rhea finally destroys her, which she will, it's even sweeter. And this also extends the storyline. It adds more to it, especially with the splintering off as we saw, and we're getting there. But obviously the fuck shit with Rhea and Judgment Day, and we'll get to more of that fuck shit later. But yeah, it serves the story, and that's one thing that this. Wow, yes, I tell you, I've always enjoyed Liv. I think Liv is a very good seller, in my opinion. She makes people look good. And what really impressed me was what Survivor Series last year, year before. Like I think she was like number 2 or whatever it was. Left. Like she really impressed me in that match with the way she made other people look good. And that's what I really take stock in her for. But yeah, I mean, I'm much like you. Like this is a great way to start Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That's Survivor Series, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
We're not in November yet.
Yeah. I think my point, like my hardship is when stories get dragged out. Like I enjoy them at the end of them, but like when I get swerved like this, I get very emotional.
Understood.
Because it also there's another story that is getting prolonged as well later down this card. And it's just like, all right, y'all, like I thought things were going to be culminating here, like ending here, not getting stretched further. But that's the E. That's what the E does best, I guess. But yeah, great match. And it was a great way to start it off. But going to the next match. What was the next match? Let's see. Scrolling down here.
How was the fits? We got to talk fits too.
I mean, Rhea's always looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like she comes out in the purple studded black leather. Liv, came out with cheeks out. So I mean, nothing like too crazy. Nothing.
I saw the one picture that was online with Samantha Irvin, Rhea, and Liv all lined up.
Yeah.
The only one we care about is Samantha.
Yeah, there it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, no, and then she be posting thirst traps and everything on Instagram too. So, but yeah, no, that fan was definitely he was at the right angle. He was at the right angle. I was like, damn, that's the MVP of the night. But yeah, the next match was Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn.
We knew it was going to happen.
I'm gonna pass it to you because I have thoughts, and
we knew it was going to happen. I don't know where they go from here because it seemed like they're going to continue their storyline with those two, and I'm like, I don't know why. I'm not upset about Braun winning, and it's just a matter for me what they do with it afterwards. I thought the match was good. I mean, let me phrase that. I enjoyed the match. It was a Braun Breaker match, and no disrespect because I've been singing his praises in NXT. I just don't know what they're going to do with the story, especially if they're going to continue it. In my opinion, there's no reason to continue the story with Sami Zayn if that's what they're doing, and it seems like that's what they're doing.
I don't think they will. I think what we talked about last week, and him and Jay getting together, beating the Judgment Day, probably teaming up now with the Terror Twin. We can talk about that right after the end of SummerSlam. But yeah, I think it's done.
I hope so.
And I think Sammy's okay with it. The only thing that I am upset about or wish they would have done different was I wish this would have been as great as a match, or like as long at least as the first one.
Right.
Because I feel like this ended rather quick.
It did seem short. You're right.
And that's where I'm a little upset. Like, you had a great match off jump, and I understand the story, like, Braun lost this way the first time, so of course he's keeping an eye out and he's going to get one up on like the mastermind Sami Zayn, by dodging the haluva kick because he already got hit with it the last match and that's how he lost. So he's going to take this opportunity to constantly be looking for the haluva kick. Yeah, like I can see that, but at the same time, it felt like a 5-minute match, dude.
Yeah,
I think it was
I agree.
a 5-minute match, and it was just like, I mean, I don't know, and like you said, I don't know where Braun goes. I don't know if this goes back to Ilya and him and Ilya have like a good feud. I can see that. And Braun's good on promo. He's not like a Ryback.
No.
He can cut a promo. Sometimes, like when I'm not looking at the TV and I hear someone cut a promo, I'm like, whoa, who the fuck is that? And I look and it's Braun. Like, I forgot this man can talk like that. So I'm curious to see. But yeah, I think that culminated. I think that's done. I think Sami moves on to another venture. And then I think Braun, as a young new champion, goes into a couple of good feuds and see what, like, I don't know who the big bad is for Braun though. Maybe that is Ilya. Maybe Ilya has to like be the babyface and build his way up, have a couple of feuds. Maybe they give him the LA Knight treatment. And he has to go through a bunch of different feuds first, and it gets dragged all the way out until next WrestleMania.
This would be a good opportunity to reintroduce Baron Corbin.
Ooh. But they don't. But see, that's what's weird is when they were doing the War Dogs thing on NXT, they weren't really referencing it or recognizing it on the main roster because he was going in between NXT and Raw, I think, when he first got called up, and he wouldn't even have the belt when he had the tag team belt. So
I'm just thinking. No, I agree with you. I'm just thinking they've been doing a lot of callbacks to NXT and people's history, and this will be a good way of having a feud. And also, since it's Corbin, we can get some good matches, but also give him another win over an established talent instead of bringing Ilya into it.
Right.
Because I think, honestly, if I see a feud between him and Ilya, I want Ilya to win.
Yeah,
I want Ilya with the belt. Corbin, I know we're going to get a good match. It's storytelling there in that feud because there's history, but he doesn't have to win the belt.
Right.
And that's kind of the thing. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but you know how they treat baby faces in the EU. Like, Ilya's going to get the LA Knight treatment. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to drag that shit out. So, yeah, I think Baron is a good idea to have and play with You know, who's a face, who's a heel? Like,
Mhm.
play with it, because like the crowd just loves to hate Baron Corbin.
Mhm.
I don't know what
Punchable face, man.
exactly. That's what exactly. You know, I was going to say I don't know what it is, but exactly that. It's never mind. I do know what it is. Like, he's just insufferable. Like his face and his image is insufferable. Great guy. Like,
Right.
he be,
Good
you know,
worker.
just
Yeah.
he's a great worker, and he just be at home smoking meat and shit like that, and just like a fucking, you know, a stay-at-home dad or some shit. Like, he's a good dude. But yeah, I want to see what they do with his character if they put him in a segment against Braun, because right now Braun's kind of like this. He's not really a heel. You know what I mean? Like, he hates the establishment. He does what he wants,
Mhm.
you know, but he's not the, you know, all of you, you know, all you backwoods, you know, bitches out there, like, you wish you were me, blah, blah, blah. Like, he doesn't do that. So it's just like, he's kind of a tweener,
Right.
in my opinion. So I'm curious to see what would happen with Baron. But Sammy, we'll talk about what Sammy does a little bit later after we get through some of these other matches. But yeah, so that was Braun and what you call it. Next up, we have, who do we have? Logan Paul, I think it was. Yeah, Logan Paul and LA Knight. Great match, loved it. Don't know why MGK was there.
Yeah, I'm like, what the?
I know, they're boys or whatever. It was just not.
All I know is after the ignorant comments he posted, I don't know if y'all saw those comments.
I did.
Light his ass up. Like, just get rid of that motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that definitely had.
We talking about
play.
Logan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've all felt that way about him, but just
Yeah.
that just cemented it even more.
Yeah.
If I would have been so upset if he would have kept it.
How are you so ignorant, like bigoted, and fucking wrong? How are you so loud and wrong at the same time, and a piece of shit at all within the same thing? How, dog? Like, haven't you learned your lesson on when to shut the fuck up?
Fuck Logan Paul, man. I'll say it. That just pissed me off, man. I'm just
all day.
Privilege is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, and I hope they never bring his ass back, but you know they're going to.
They're going to,
because the E, you know, loving the E as much as I do, they are very much a conservative company. And yeah, that just sucks to say, and have. But you know, I'm glad that they took that belt off of him, Jesus Christ, and gave it to fucking LA Knight. Finally, get some fucking shine on our motherfucking boy. It's about I feel like it's been 2 years.
Shit, I think it has.
Yeah.
It's been such a slow burn. And it's like, you should have pulled this trigger a long time ago. And granted, now it's going to be like, oh, what does LA Knight do now? You know, so now you have this weird vortex. He's spent this so much time focusing on Logan Paul. He doesn't really have anything else unless AJ Styles comes back.
Well, not just that. You got a whole mid card there. You got Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee's out there. There's a lot of cats in the mid card that he can have some good feuds with, because they're not doing anything with Santos right now.
That's like low mid card, dog.
But
like,
still, it's
low mid card.
It's a way of establishing him as champion, but also getting these people on TV as well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at.
I hope he is a fighting champion.
Me too.
It's nice. It's going to be nice to see the belt actually on the product, because Logan Paul was not there every week. He is not a fucking wrestler. You know, he's a professional piece of shit. How about that?
I believe they said it was his fourth title defense since he's had the belt.
Yeah. Who does he think he is? Roman Reigns? I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here, dog.
We'll get to that later.
Not that established. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Great match. You know, there's fuck shit in there. NJK got involved for whatever reason. It was such a weird thing. They did like a drug deal fucking thing where he jumped over the fucking thing and he like reached in his pocket and he got the brass knucks. And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Can I say that MGK is probably the least threatening looking
right? Looking like a fucking stick figure, dog.
Right. Like, why would I be what is intimidating about this person? I said they're not, and even the little person is like, who is that?
The little dude in the white tee. They kept saying his name like we should know who he is. I'm like, I have no clue who the fuck this is. This is Jeff in a white tee. And I'm like, who?
No, I said no. My little person was like, "Who is that?"
Oh,
To MGK, it's like he's a rapper. I'm like, he's a really? It's like, yeah.
no, he ain't no damn rapper no more.
No.
He went to like rock or some
Yeah,
shit
and
now
then-
because
and
Eminem fucking buried his
him.
ass
Mhm.
in the dirt, bitch. God, I hate him so much.
Concur.
I don't know why. He also just has a punchable face, dude.
He
I don't
does.
know.
Yes,
he
he
really
does.
does.
Like, God
He
damn, you
does.
tall, lanky bitch. I don't know, man. That just, I feel like the E does that shit because they know that. Like, they just know, like, I'm pretty sure H is just like, yeah, I want to punch this guy. I'm pretty sure everyone in America wants to punch this guy. Let's put him on TV. Let's put him on TV with the heel. I'm like, fuck. Like, you're right. You're doing it. You're doing it, and you're doing it well. And I'm glad you took the
Right.
belt off Logan Paul. But yeah, great match. Glad it happened. There was some cool shit in there, but I'm not going to give any fucking accolades to the other. Fuck him. Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Straight
What's
up.
next?
Fuck him.
Next is Bailey versus Nia Jax.
Mm.
Woo! I'll let you go first.
Look, when other people with me were like, "This is boring." I'm like, "Yeah." Just it
Really?
totally, yes, it totally sucked all the energy out, and it's because Jackson's such a slower style, but it just, I was so disheartened with not necessarily the match per se, but the ending of the match. That's what upset me because I'm like, really, Nia won,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And then and I'm assuming the whole Tiffany cashing in was orchestrated to distract Bailey. At least that's what it seemed like.
Mm.
Yeah, I was just this is one match I was bored, and I wasn't happy with the match as a whole. I
Yeah.
wasn't happy with the outcome. The pacing was just not great.
Yeah.
And again, I've seen Nia, and again, I'm not saying like I dislike Nia, but I've seen matches of hers that I've enjoyed. Hell, the Bailey Nia match back in NXT was like light years better than that from a pacing and storytelling. Arguably, this had more story to it, and the storytelling wasn't great. And honestly, I put it on Nia in this case, and I was disappointed. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah. It, you know, a couple of my takeaways are, Bailey came out with some of her attire looking very much like her hugger persona.
Mhm.
Bunch of frilly tassels hanging off the sleeves and everything like that. Hitting the Bailey to Bailey on Nia was crazy.
Yes, it was.
Having Nia kick out of it is also crazy.
Yes.
However, there was interference. Tiffy did come down with the belt and cause a distraction. Bailey hit her, and then Jax picked her up, power bombed her twice, and gave her 2 finishers, annihilators. So, okay, it wasn't just one finisher. You know what I mean? Like, she literally destroyed Bailey at the end.
Yeah.
But I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, the match was slow to get starting. And was slow, it slowed down too, like near the end. And it's almost like there was like missed steps, or like there was just slowing down to like catch the spot or like be in the right place at the right time. It was just very awkward. And I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was Bailey. I don't know if it was Nia. I don't know, if it was, maybe Nia was just emotional because she was going to win her first championship. Like maybe it was that. I don't know. I'm not mad at the outcome. I mean, it was kind of inevitable.
Mhm.
And, the same situation of Sammy beating Braun, and then and then the second time around, Braun beating Sammy. Same thing happened here. Bailey beat Nia a little while ago, and then all of a sudden the rematch happens, and now Nia beats Bailey. So it's yeah. I mean, that's part of the story, right? Like you were saying, like I thought they were telling a different story with Naomi and Bianca and Bailey. Like a little while back, like near WrestleMania, like right after WrestleMania, when Naomi was like befriending Bailey and trying to help her out with damage control and all this shit happening. And then Bianca getting mad at Naomi because Bianca remembers how Bailey tortured her, for damn near 2 years because Bailey was a big heel. So I thought there was going to be like some conflict, some strife between Naomi, Bianca, and Bailey, and like cause like a cool, like, I thought that was going to be a cool story. And now the belt's off of her. So I'm just like, well, how's the story continue? Unless Bailey like teams up with Naomi and goes for the tag team belts. And, you know who else is going for the tag team belts? Bianca and Jade. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's next for Bailey is teaming up with Naomi to go for the belts. And then it's Bailey and Naomi versus Jade and Bianca. Maybe that allows. I'm sorry. I really want to see a Bianca heel turn. I just want to see what she can do. I love her as a face. I don't think she needs a heel turn. I'm just curious as to what that looks like.
Right. Understood.
Like, I'm very excited for if and when that moment happens, just like when I was with Bailey. So, I think that can happen. As far as what Nia does, no clue. Obviously, she's still going to be,
Yeah, and you got her girl right next to her with the briefcase that can cash it in on her.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Yeah, I'm curious.
So is that like a face turn inevitably? You know what I mean? Like, so it's such an interesting story, and I'm trying to figure out where they're going to go with that. Because like now you kind of have like this, remember Nia and Alexa Bliss best friends thing? Like back before the pandemic, I think, like right before the pandemic, they were like besties. And now you have this with Tiffy, and now Tiffy is Miss Money in Bank. So it's just like, how's this going to play out? Because I feel like Tiffy has to stay a heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to.
So it's going to be curious. So I'm curious to see where they're going with it and how it shakes out. Just I hope it's not super boring or super dragged out. Because yet again, this is one of 2 singles belts on the main roster for the women. And if you tie that down in a boring fucking snooze fest, you're doing a disservice for your women. But yeah, that's how I feel. You want to move on next one?
Let's go.
Next one, baby. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Oh boy. This was great.
It really was.
Seth in that outfit and that ref attire, bro. And then fucking CM Punk's gear was the black and pink, like Bret Hart. And then Drew came out with like these cool bracers that had the fucking like dragon points on them and shit, and the cloak like Undertaker. And we know what that calls back to. The fucking Taker and Bret Hart match when Shawn Michaels was a special guest referee and had the muscle shirt just like Seth did. So it was a really cool callback. It was really cute. Great match, great intensity. I mean, dude, CM Punk looked great.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was going in. Like, obviously the chemistry is there because I genuinely think there's raw emotion there before. So now they finally get to work it out in front of 50,000 people. So great match. Punk looked great. Didn't get injured, thank God. And it was just great storytelling, I think, from Seth too, because they did, Kuya, I'm pretty sure you saw it, but at one point in time, Punk, what did he have, man? Punk had Drew in something. I can't remember if it was a triangle or a Darce choke or something, but he essentially saw the bracelet with Larry and AJ's name on it, and he kind of like abandoned the hold to get the bracelet and got it off and was looking at it, and then kind of got attacked, like got grabbed, and the bracelet went on the floor, and he went back to Drew and started beating his ass, and Seth picked up the bracelet and then put it on, and Punk went again for, I think he was going to go for a GTS. I think he had Drew up.
Yes.
And then he looked, and Seth was right in front of him, and he saw Seth wearing the bracelet, and then he just drops Drew, and was like, "What do you think you're doing?" Like, just got in his face, and I think he fucking GTS'd his ass, if I remember correctly. But he had pretty much attacked Seth, laid him out, and then Drew fucking took advantage of that, and then kind of waited until Seth got up and hit his fucking Claymore and got the pin.
Yep. CM Punk screwed CM Punk.
Exactly. Yeah. CM Punk screwed CM Punk, and he has no one else to blame. So it was a great story. That was a great story. We didn't know how it was going to go. We knew that something crazy was going to happen with Seth being there, but Seth literally like called it down the line, and there was no ill will. He literally just picked it up because it was in the middle of the ring. It wasn't like he was trying to steal it. So that's great storytelling right there. And then it shows Punk just being kind of like the egotistical, hothead and jump into conclusions. So it kind of plays to that story of like, oh, he's an egomaniac. Like, he's a hothead, and like now he's getting in his own way. So now like the roles reversed, right? So now Drew beat him in front of 50,000 people, took the bracelet back. And there's a whole thing, but like this story continues because on Raw, it continues because Drew still has the bracelet. So that's what I mean. Like, they're like, I'm just like, how long are you going to drag this out for? You know what I mean? Like, when does CM Punk get his fucking bracelet back? God damn it. Like,
when that's CM Punk stops screwing CM Punk.
Hey, you don't say anything ill about CM Punk.
Hey, back to the facts.
Yeah. No, I'm like, but like, it's like, what do you do? Do you do something at Survivor Series? Is that the end? Are they dragging this out to WrestleMania?
I hope
you got Bad Blood. Remember Bad Blood?
Oh, I forgot about Bad Blood.
Which is perfect, actually, since it's Bad Blood.
And the first Netflix Raw, too. I forgot. I keep forgetting about that, too. So you have that as well around the corner. And I know people are going to be happy as hell about saying the F word. They're going to be cussing galore when that shit hits Netflix. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, it was a great match. I really like, and I'm sorry, but like this has elevated Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
Without a belt. Like this is a feud that will be remembered. And then I
like that. Because not everyone has to have the belt.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like literally, like I was listening to a podcast and they were like, that little bracelet is a belt, technically. It's like they're playing fucking hot potato with this fucking bracelet, like it's a championship belt. And I was just like, you know what, you're right. Like when you have a good story, and of course, like they're both established wrestlers and they're veterans, both of them, and CM Punk is pretty much a legend at this point. So it's just like you don't really need a belt when it comes to telling those stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, great match, loved it. Definitely, if you didn't see it, check that one out specifically because that was a slobber knocker, man.
Yeah, that was a great match.
Really good. Yeah,
and I love the even though Seth lost his unit, the cameras that the refs were wearing as well. So you got that POV vision. I was like, it was kind of jarring at first, but I liked the way it played during the CM Punk Drew match. Some of the other ones that didn't feel it as much, but especially only because it was Seth, so you got to see his point of view. The other referees I could care less.
Yeah. It makes sense when there's a special guest referee, right? But yeah, it was also kind of weird. I don't know if I vibe with it, but we'll see. We'll see if they continue to kind of integrate that or not.
Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, they say it was cool for that match. All the rest of them kind of took me out of the matches though, because it's just like, why is this weird camera angle?
Right.
And and that's also we had talked about before how much better their presentation had gotten. And then to have that, it took me out.
It's an experiment. They're starting to use their 8K camera a lot more. They're doing from the back gorilla beyond gorilla position, following like the steady cam all the way through to the ring and then circling the ring. I think they're experimenting with certain things. They're seeing what sticks, what gets the socials buzzing, and I definitely think that ref cam is not one.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, moving on. We got our World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest versus Gunther.
Oh man,
I'll let you go ahead and take the lead. I know you the Gunt man.
I did not see that ending the way it did.
Really?
I knew we were going to have the exactly way we knew we were going to have some interference, and we talked about the whole Finn thing, but how that was done, I was like, really? I expect to maybe get him DQ'd, or he actually like hit him. Just something as subtle as putting his leg on a rope, and then that distracted him. And then Gunther was able to win. Gunther's a bleeding somebody, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I was like, man, but I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the wrestling. I enjoyed the storytelling. I thought it was a good match. And again, we talked about before, that really just solidified Damien's babyface turn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know me, like I like Gunther in the ring. I just think he's a charisma vacuum. And I thought it was really weird that he still got labeled as a part of Imperium when Ludwig has been missing in action for months and months and months and months.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, that's just little nitpicky shit. But yeah, I mean, the match was great. I love the match. The ending was, I like the subtlety of it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this tells a story because, like, when we were talking last week, Damien won the championship as a heel and then kind of converted to being a babyface. So he never had that kind of chase as a babyface and knocked down to nothing and then build his way up, to his title shot and that title win, so he never had that journey. So I think that's this way of doing that, right? Is having to happen. It wasn't going to be a DQ. It was just a subtle move. And then I found it interesting that they did the replay when no one else has done that. You know what I mean? Like there's been so many times there's been small interferences like that, and they never replay it. And the babyface or the heel looks at the screen like, what the fuck? Like they've never done that. And to do it now, it was just kind of it's something new, it's different, but are you going to continue to do that? Is every wrestler now going to be able to look at the replay up on the Titantron to see that someone betrayed them?
Right.
And I thought it was great because he betrayed him, and then he kind of was like, yo, what the fuck, Finn? And Finn's smirking, and then Gunther came at him, and then he reversed something, and then fucking was attacking Gunther again, and I think he fucking hit him with a power bomb, and instead of pinning him, he lunged after Finn and grabbed him by the fucking throat. That was intense. The way he went after Finn's throat and tried to one arm fucking grab his throat, I was just oh my god, that was good in-ring storytelling right there.
Right.
That was emotion. That looked like he fucking wanted to rip Finn's, he was betrayed. And I was just this is it. This is the story. This is, it's kind of sucks that we're getting two of the same story on the brands, where it's de facto bloodline versus OG bloodline. And then now de facto Judgment Day versus OG Judgment Day. But also I find it something, I know they're the Terror Twins, Rhea and Damien are. But also it's kind of funny because they were the original two with Edge when Judgment Day started, and those two were the ones that brought Finn in, and then Finn was the one that got Edge kicked out.
Right.
And now Finn just essentially got both of them kicked out. So he is now the lone leader of Judgment Day.
Right.
I find something like that. That's long-term storytelling.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I fucking loved it. When Raw came out, same shit. I think Damien fought JD, fucking Finn, Liv, Dom, all of them came out, and then Rhea came out to save them, and they hugged, and now you got the Terror Twins. And like I said, those two are going to team up with Jay and fucking Sammy and probably take down Judgment Day. They're going to win the fucking titles, and Survivor Series is going to be fucking Jay and Sammy versus Tama and Jacob.
If he's not hurt.
No, he's not. That was all
okay.
Okay,
good.
They came out and said that just so that he didn't have any interaction with Roman at SummerSlam. So, and now that's good segue. and if we're done talking about Gunther and Damien, that is Cody versus the fucking the skunk looking bitch Solo Sikoa. And
tell us how you really feel, Sean.
Man, I don't, man. When everyone was hyping him up, even when the Bloodline was still around and Roman was still around, people were just like, Solo. I didn't understand it. I did not understand it. Like it's not. He doesn't have the aura. You know what I mean? Like he does not have the presence, in my opinion.
I think he's got.
I concur. I think that he was good as the enforcer. He's not good as the lead.
Yeah, I don't even think he was good at. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say I'm biased, but I didn't buy him as the enforcer. And like having certain moments where like Roman accidentally bumps Solo. I'm like, Roman, you're like a foot taller than this man. Why are you intimidated by Solo? And like it never clicked for me, you know. And like the spike just really, I didn't like the spike move at all. Like it didn't really hit for me. But then you bring out Jacob Fatu. That's a man that I'm like, bro, that's a savage.
That's a savage.
And I'm supposed to believe that Solo is the badass over this guy? Absolutely fucking not. This man's been to actual prison. All right, Dirty Dom. Like this man will fucking destroy you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he just has that presence, man. He has the look, he has the move, he has the skill, the athleticism, he has the aura. He has the aura. Like Roman Reigns has the aura. Jacob Fatu has the aura, in my opinion. But anyway, the match, I mean, the match kind of got overshadowed by the end of it, right? Like,
yeah, true.
Like, I mean, it was a match. I mean, it was Cody versus, you know, Solo, and a bunch of fuck shit happened. Tama Tonga, of course, comes out. Tonga Loa comes out. Tonga Loa misses another fucking spot, of course. And then Jacob Fatu.
Is that like his gimmick? It feels like it's his gimmick now, from what I've been seeing. It's like,
bro, I have no clue. And like, I mean, you have to give it to, like, I mean, his depth perception's fucked up because he's wearing an eye patch, and like that shit fucks you up. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think he just, I don't know. I think he just has a bunch of missteps, unfortunately. Kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. As long as no one gets hurt because of it, then you should be fine. Right. But yeah, Jacob Fatu did the jump spot off the turnbuckle into the table, on the announcer table to Cody, and like sold his leg very well. Because essentially, you know, Solo would get Cody back in the ring, and fucking Roman's music hits, and then Solo's just like, so like they only wanted Roman to be really interacting with Solo, and that's why Jacob had the kayfabe. My leg, my ankle.
It put a brace on him though afterwards though.
They did. I mean, they plan it.
Selling it,
that's how you plan it, right?
Yep.
But yeah, no, he's fine. And then of course you had like the badass stare down between fucking Roman and Cody, and like the head nod. And I don't like, what does that mean? Like, you know, we're gonna hopefully find out on SmackDown, but like, is he like, Cody, you good? Like, you know, like, or is he like, I'm coming back for you, bitch? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? You know, because at the same time, Roman doesn't need the fucking belt at this point.
He doesn't.
Like, you are Roman fucking Reigns. You got what you wanted. Everyone, like, dude, that crowd went fucking ape shit. Like, it was fucking crazy. And like, this has been the long-term storytelling. This is what Vince wanted back in like 2017, right? Like 2017, big dog Roman Reigns. This is what Vince wanted. And motherfucking that crowd hated that man's guts. And now here you are fucking 7 years later, and here you get your reaction. And that, dude, that's storytelling.
Yep.
They know how to do it. Like, I don't know how else you get that reaction outside of making this man a heel, like the biggest heel for 4 years, giving him the longest title reign, you know, having him fucking get beat by Cody, and then his family fucking, you know, forget about him, screw him over, usurp him, and then all of a sudden he comes back to be like, bitch, you ain't usurping me.
Right.
Like, I can't wait for SmackDown tomorrow as of this recording. Like, I want to see what this man has to say. I want to see if Jimmy comes back. I want to see what is in the realm of possibility here, because
we haven't seen Jimmy since WrestleMania as well, right?
Yeah. He's been gone.
Yeah, we've had Jay around, but we hadn't. Wow,
main event Jay, baby.
Yeah,
but yeah. I'm curious to see. Like, it's probably like we said before. It's going to be Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy versus Solo, Tonga, and Jacob.
Yeah.
But also, I heard on the dirt sheets that what's the other dude, the tall Samoan's name? Hikuleo.
Yeah.
I heard that WWE signed him.
Mm.
So what does that mean? Who does he go to? Does he go with Solo and them? And then if that's the case, who's the fifth member of, Roman's crew?
Zilla.
Oh, Zilla. I forgot, man. That family's so fucking big.
No, right?
God damn. I went to an indie show and they're like, "We got someone from the bloodline here." I was like, "Who the fuck?" And then, it's just like some random dude. And he comes out putting the one up. I was like, "God damn it!" I was like, "I'm sure every person in this that's any part of this family tree is using this bloodline shit,
as they should."
It was hilarious. And so maybe it is Zilla. We'll see.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm very excited for the E product at the moment. Because I'm sorry, the Judgment Day has been amazing. People can say that they were corny, and this and the other. I thought, like, I was fucking entertained throughout this entirety of Judgment Day. Like,
I agree.
Right when Edge left and Mommy became Mommy, I've been sports entertained.
Yep.
By Judgment Day.
Yep.
And like their interactions with Truth, their interactions with Carlito, like, yeah.
Definitely will be remembered as one of the best factions.
Oh, absolutely.
Most definitely. Definitely.
And I think they know that, and they realize, we have to do like this de facto breakup war, just like we're doing with the Bloodline, because the Judgment Day is that over, like that good. Like this is our segment. And then one quick thing, because I know we didn't get to talk about Raw, and I know we got to wrap it up, but we had Wyatt 6 come through Baltimore. So Bray Wyatt debuted in Baltimore 11 years ago, Wyatt family. And
that's beautiful, man.
They did this 11 years later. They had Wyatt 6 first match against Chad Gable and the Creed brothers.
American Made.
Oh, is that what he called it?
American Made. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What a douche.
Yeah.
I fucking love Chad Gable. God damn him. He's so good. He's a Chris Jericho, man. He's able to reinvent himself.
He is.
Hell yeah.
Make it good. Outside of the learning tree shit for Chris Jericho right now, but Chad Gable is doing it. And that match was great. It was great to see Dexter, Gacy, and fucking Eric wrestle.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they're not like this crazy supernatural unstoppable force.
Agreed.
They're a little wily, they're a little crazy, but they're still wrestlers. They're not gods. So right. I do enjoy that they're not giving them that treatment.
Okay.
So one more thing though, before we get off, NXT, ooh. the TNA partnership is paid off. We got a turn of Wes Lee as he turned on the Rascals after the MSK's loss to. You didn't see that?
No.
Yes.
I didn't watch last night.
Yes, he turned on Zachary Wentz, and I forget the other guy, Trey Miguel. He turned on them after him and Zachary lost to Axiom and Frazier for the tag team titles. Right. I saw that and I said, that's the only way you could have turned Wesley heel.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Was a heel?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh man. We're gonna see what this is about.
Right.
We're gonna see what this is about. Oh my god.
And I feel like I've missed it all, man. There's so many things happening in wrestling right now.
Yeah, I have to go back and rewatch NXT because I wasn't able to catch NXT. But yeah, hey man, yeah, I read the dirt sheets. There's a bunch of TNA shit happening. Like the crossover shit is going insane.
Yes.
And both sides are very happy with it, apparently at the moment.
It should be getting good product out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and AEW is just over there being AEW. So, whatever.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
We got to get into that stuff definitely next week.
Yeah.
All right, let's close this out, man. What a weekend of wrestling that I completely missed. But this just, I'm like, was listening here kind of dumbfounded. Like, I was really hoping the Bailey Nia match was going to be better because I saw clips here and there of Bailey picking Nia up and doing different things. But it looks like a lot went down, and I can't wait to see it all, man. But I'm excited. Let's get up out of here, gentlemen. What's coming up on Webster Style, Sartorial Geek?
This week I just dropped Ren and I, the 9th episode of her podcast, her show, Ren's Playtime Corner. We talked about the whole, 50-50 debate and, my opinion, bullshit. We all betrothed, so we understand the real life circumstances of being in a relationship. But we talked about that this week, and got some other things that are coming down the pipe. But right now, that's the main one I'm focusing on.
All right, let's go check out Webster Style. Again, his links will be in the description. How about you, Sean? What you got going on 8-Bit Review?
Yeah, our next monthly show is coming up. It's September 21st, so we have a month break. August, we take a little break here and there. Maki has a bunch of things planned. We had Gen Con last weekend. Did the burlesque show out at Gen Con in Indianapolis. That was great. Amazing show. But yeah, 8-Bit Review. It's our video game themed show. September 21st. Get your tickets. You can just search us on Eventbrite. Look up 8-Bit Review or Nerdlesque Festival, and you'll easily find us.
There you go. Check out my man Sean as well. Again, both of their links will be in the description below. Show them love, follow, go check out an event, go check out my man's interviews, all the things. It's your boy Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World. I got a lot of catching up to do listening to these two gentlemen right now. And then as we get into AEW and all the shenanigans over there, the state of wrestling, I think, is still a good time to be a wrestling fan.
Yes, it is.
While one comes up, some comes down, all things. It's just good times, man. Good for us as fans. All right, y'all. My man, Webster Style, Sean Mongold, your boy QEP. We are out of here in a 1, 2, 3.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you. Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before. You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, no! Oh, that fits right.
Boy, I'm coming hard.